here's the deal. I do not like straight purling. Oh, okay. We have big feelings today, don't we? Hi, friends, and welcome back to Sash Therapy. My name is Casey. I am so excited that you joined me today. We are going to talk about a finished object. We're going to talk about my current works in progress. We are also going to talk about maybe what didn't go well from last episode, just a little bit. And we're going to talk about what I'm looking at casting on. If you would, before we dive in, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and tell me what is your favorite fall knit so far. Join me as we talk about my knitting adventures this week. Is anyone else feeling Rhinebeck FOMO? Certainly it's not just me. Hey, Pickles. This is my cat, Hadassah. We call her Pickles because she is salty and sweet. Right, sweet girl? Yeah, you're a good kitty. She's going to hang out with us today. So you'll see her in and out throughout the video. Hi, baby girl. Hi. Mama needs to trim them nails. Yeah, that one especially. Don't get my water. Nope. Thank you. So I know that this weekend is going to be full of Rhinebeck adventures on Instagram. While I am feeling the FOMO from being there and doing all of the things, I am very excited for all of our friends who got to go this year. Who knows? Maybe next year we can be at Rhinebeck together. Oh, sweet purse. Let's take a minute and talk about what I finished this week. So in last week's video, I updated y'all just a little bit on my Ranunculus, and I am pleased to say that this week it is finished. Let me show it to you. All right, so this is my finished Ranunculus. She is absolutely gorgeous. I am so very happy with how she turned out. I am not going to go into detail with her today because I am putting together a Ranunculus vlog where I walk through the entire process of knitting this sweater from start to finish. Everything is ready. I just have to do my final little segment of finishing her up. So you can expect that video in the coming week or so. To tell you just a little bit about this, I started this sweater on September 9th and I finished her around the 1st of October. I believe full from cast on to binding off was just 20 days. That includes a mid-project block, so I could check the length. I am so very glad I did that because it did grow. It grew so much. I believe I got 4 extra inches out of her when I was shooting for like 2. So she definitely grew on me. I am not mad. I actually love where she sits now and how she fits. Check out that video coming up for more info on her. So yeah, that is my only finished object to talk about this week, which means I have a ton of works in progress. By a ton, I mean 3. I talked about some of the yarn in last episode, but we are going to talk about maybe what that looked like. For my works in progress, I am going to share a update on my reading shawl real quick, and then we're going to talk about a pair of socks. And then from there, we'll go into maybe what didn't go so well from last episode's cast on ideas. The update that I have on my reading shawl is that I am almost through week 3's colors. And that is this variegated blue. And then I have like a light, I would call it a slate gray. it's like a slate baby blue is probably how I would describe this the best. I'm holding this double with a just plain, I think it's stroll fingering, just plain white, undyed, bare, sorry, plain bare yarn. Hey, baby girl, would you struggling? Sit down, lay down. Yeah, she's a good girl. Her's a good girl. Her just wants to rub. So I only have 2 more rows before 2 more, so really 4 more rows because it's back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing 6. I'm at 4. So yeah, 2 full rows back and forth. Oh, that's exciting. I'm further along on this than I thought I was. Hey, actually, no, we're not going to do that. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, my ranunculus is not a seat. So 2 more rows on this, and then I do my break color, which is just 3 sets of the undyed fingering, and then I will add week 4. So this, I may be on week 4 next time, and so I'll share those colors then. So that's my reading shawl. I really want to be done with this by the end of the month. So I am working on it a little bit more during the week than I did in September. So it's getting a lot of my attention right now. All right, that's my reading shawl. The other newest whip that I have going is a pair of socks for my sister. I cast on a pair of vanilla socks for my sister a couple of weeks ago. I was using the yarn by Mandi's Makings. It is the Game Day Party socks. Here's what I've discovered about myself as a knitter. I really need to like the yarn that I'm working with. I cast these on, and I think for somebody, they would be a perfect pair of socks. However, to me, it just looked really muddy. I did not like the product that I was getting. So I scrapped them. So if anyone wants this yarn, leave me a comment below. Leave me a comment below and I will reach out to you and I will just mail this to you. No big deal. You do need to be in the United States though. Please and thank you. But I'm more than glad to give this yarn away because I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to keep it. I have no need for it at this point. The project that I was going to make with it, I'm just not going to do anymore. But I do think someone would like it. I think someone's husband would love it, whether it be in a hat or a scarf or a pair of socks. It's just not for me. So this yarn up for grabs. If you want it, leave me a comment. Letting me know that you want the yarn. I abandoned those socks and I cast on something new for her. Let me pull it out. There's a lot happening in my bag right now. All right, so I took my sister on a tour of my little stash of yarn, and I gave her the option of a couple of skeins, and she chose this one, which I think this skein of yarn is gorgeous. It is the 2025 March Yarnable. I do not remember the name of it. I will put all that information right here for you. But I'm calling them the mermaid socks because of the teal. There's no real reason why I'm calling them the mermaid socks other than for the color. And I'm going to do a pattern from Summer Lee's Sock Party. And I will have a picture of them. Future Casey, add a picture of them here. You do not remember the name of those socks, but that's okay. You know you want to make them. You know what they look like. And she liked them too. It was something C. The name of the yarn had something to do with the sea or shells. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So this is a new cast on. I'm hoping to have these done by the end of the month. So that way I am completing my one pair of socks a month. She likes a longer sock and she has a shorter foot. So these are going to go pretty fast, I think. I'm excited about this. And like, let's be honest, this is prettier than the other one. I didn't know that about myself. I didn't know I needed pretty yarn to work with. I thought I could just knit anything and it would be fine. That is not how it worked out. So these will be my church socks for the next couple of Sundays, and then also just to work on through the week if I'm like at a doctor's appointment or anything like that. Someone wants in. What is it, buddy? Little guy? No, okay. Oh, okay. We have big feelings today, don't we? Okay, let's dive back in. Last week, I talked to y'all about 3 different hats. One of them was the Strobulus hat, the Alpine Bloom, and the Flicker and Flame hat. Well, after thinking about it, I decided that I was just going to knit the Flicker and Flame hat with, it was my spin cycle yarn, the dyed in the wool, and the Mississippi Marsala, along with some magpie fibers and the bougie beaver. So let me show you my progress on that. Y'all, I don't know if you're ready for this. I am in hat heaven, truly. So I'm not very far. I'm not just knitting a ton on it. I'm just doing it if I want a quick pickup. I'm a little worried about it being color work, and I don't really know how to do color work. I'm just kind of knitting, and I know there's like color dominance and things like that to consider. Look, right now, I'm just trying to get the hang of holding 2 pieces of yarn at the same time. So what I mean is I am super not worried about color dominance on this hat. But this is where I'm at. I am through the first section of the color work and I am on to the next. I don't know if y'all can see that, but the yarn, because I am pulling from the middle, so much is happening here. Ooh. I just need to re-spin that. Am I going to take time to do it now? Yes, because if I don't, then I will be frustrated and mad the entire time at this yarn. And I do not want to be frustrated or mad at my yarn. Hang on. I untangled it. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I'm pulling it from the middle. So I am going to get those blues, grays in before the reds come in, which, you know, the hat is called the Flicker and Flame. So I don't know how much that matters to me. I really like the way the blue and I really like the way the blue is playing in with this more silvery pinky color of the swanky of the magpie fiber space. So I'm not mad about it. I really like it. I think it's super cute. And I think it's turning out exactly how I wanted it to turn out. So I am super excited to have a very fun color work hat for this winter. My goal for her is to be finished by mid-November. So while, yes, I'm working on her, I'm picking her up and working on her a little bit. Right now, she is not a priority. That takes me to my next work in progress. Okay, remember how I showed y'all this yarn and from the fiber seed, and I talked about it being in a shawl that I wanted to make, the foxtrot shawl? Well, that's not happening. And that's because I really wanted to cast on a stripe Haidt. I love the concept of the stripe Haidt by Veronica Lindbergh. Here's the deal. I do not like straight purling. If I were a smaller body and I weren't having to purl as much as I would have on the stripe Haidt, I don't think it would be that big of a deal. Hey, sweet girl, what's he doing out there? But I'm not in a small body to do the width of my shoulders plus the 3 to 6 inches, maybe 8 inches of positive ease. That's a lot of stitches. It's more than I really want to do. I cast on a second step-by-step sweater, and I'm taking a lot of inspiration from the stripe Haidt. So let me show you. Y'all, I can't even with this. Hang on a second. It is on a pair of small circulars, interchangeable, and I just have it on hold there. And what I've decided to do is I'm not going to just work my sleeves all at once. So I'm finishing a stripe color and I'm doing my sleeves in the same color. So I'm really working my full sweater all at once. So once I'm done with my body, I will be almost done with my sleeves. And I decided to do that because I wanted to. There's no real reason other than that's how I chose to do it. So I am working on my right sleeve now. Once I get through the 2 weathered stripes, then I will move on to my left sleeve. I will do the same thing there, and then I will do the green that I am still waiting for, and I'm going to do the last color as well. But this is my step by spice. This is my but this is my second step-by-step sweater. I cast this on last Friday, which was that the 3rd? September or October 3rd, I think so. And I've gotten a long way with it. So this is going by just super quick. All right, let's talk about casting on. Last video, we spoke about the Merigold Shawl that I want to cast on, and I am still casting it on. I have started the gauge swatch for it, and it is going relatively easily. I'm just not giving it a lot of attention. That is on my needles a little bit right now. Just the gauge swatch, nothing really a lot to talk about there. I am having cast on indecision. Why is that? So, in last episode, I talked about the Salty Days by Veronica Lindbergh, and I talked about the Echo sweater that was newly released on the Knit and Note app. Here's the thing. I can't decide. So, I am going to take y'all on a journey with me later this week. The video should come out after this one. And we are going to go through sweater patterns on Ravelry, and we're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about what I'm looking for, what I like, what I don't like. And just a reminder, the yarn that I'm using is the Yak base from the Camellia Fiber Co. in the colorway Coffee. It is a DK weight yarn, and I think it's going to look really good with cabling or texture in it. I don't want to do just a straight stockinette, but again, I am in super indecision. So I really want to make a decision. I really want to make a decision. So let's go on that journey together. I think it'll be fun. Ravelry is a beast to navigate sometimes, but we can do it together. I don't have any acquisitions this week, which is probably a good thing. I have a few things on their way. Like I said, I ordered some yarn from the Pearl and Clover Yarn Company for my striped step by step. So I'm waiting on that to get here. And then I did do a pre-order for a neighbor of mine. I'm going to make her something fun for Christmas. So hopefully the yarn gets here before then. I pre-ordered something from Fangirl Fibers. My neighbor is a huge Fourth Wing fan. So I think I got her Shadow Daddy or the other one. I don't remember which one, but I ordered her some yarn so that I can knit her up, probably a Musselburgh, because I think she would like the floppiness of it. So, okay, that is yarn news. I know some of y'all don't necessarily want to stick around for what I'm reading, but I cannot wait to share it with y'all. So, let's talk about books. I have been talking about this book for months. I've been talking about it with y'all every video, I think. And that is The Primal of Blood and Bone by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Y'all, I am only, how far am I in? I'm 150 pages into this book. 144 pages into this book. And like I said, I'm going to annotate this book for me. I'm not crazy on annotations. I do underline a lot, and it does get a lot of OMGs. Like I made a note on page 45 that says there's a lot of duality, this or that, in this book. Not a whole lot of the messy middle. And I think I know why that is a theme in this book. That's because of blood and bone signifies life and death, opposite ends, right? So she's just written a lot of duality into this book, but it's getting things like WTF. I WTF'd a lot in this book. And then I have a marker for that. So this book is finally in my hands. I am reading it. I am not listening to it. I am going through it slowly. I started reading it, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying the process. I have like 600 more pages to go. Such a long book. Here's the thing. And y'all are probably going to scream at your TV when I tell you what I did. So I don't care about spoilers. I spoil books for myself all the time, but I can say it was an accident. I was looking at the page number to see how long this book was, and I saw the last sentence, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? So I read 3 sentences up. I kind of spoiled the ending for me, but it's a journey. I don't know how we get there. I don't understand how we get to the cliffhanger, but I am very excited that I know what the cliffhanger is, because as I'm reading this, I am catching things, and I'm like, okay, let's go. I can see the thread building here. So I'm very excited. Now, here's the thing. Let me tell you something that pissed me off about this book. She used the word vibes. I get that is now in our everyday colloquial. Like linguistically, we are saying the word vibe all the time. I say it. That's such a vibe. That's a vibe. You're a vibe. We're a vibe. I get it. I say it. That is not their language. They have never said that before. And so for it to come out in this book felt just a little bit gross to me, and it kind of pissed me off. So much so that I sent my neighbor a text, and I was like, can I just tell you one thing? I underlined it. I'm trying to find it because I think I wrote something next to it. Like, it pissed me off. There is a character in this book. He's not a main character, but his name is Delano, and he holds my heart. So much so that I have a statue, like a small statue of a wolf in on my bookshelf. I'll do a bookshelf tour for y'all and I'll show it to you one day. Okay. Here, it's on page 73. And one of the main male characters says it. It says, he scowled, turning his attention back to Poppy. All I'm saying is that there is no way for any of us to know what's going on. We shouldn't jump to conclusions. We shouldn't jump to conclusions based on vibes. Vibes, muttered Reaver. Kieran ignored him. I just wrote no period. Nope, we're not going to do that. We are not going to do this in this book, but apparently we did. This is also after I wrote Delulu because this book is taking you on an emotional journey. I can talk about them being Delulu in one moment and then being pissed off about the vibes conversation in the next. But that does not ruin this book for me. If anything, I'm very excited about it. So yeah, we're going to keep reading this. It'll probably be with me through the month of October. Not even mad about that. So that is what I am reading during the day, maybe before I go to bed at night. On my Kindle, it is October. So it's going to be fun fall witchy vibe books. A lot of sugary sweet rom-coms. So I'm excited about that. And I have a few books that I'm waiting for on the Libby app. I don't have anything that I'm listening to right now. I did just finish The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. Loved it. All right. That is it. That is what I have going on this week. Catch the video coming soon on my Ranunculus and a trip down Ravelry Lane where we pick out my next sweater cast on. If you haven't already, like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can catch me. I am super active on Instagram. My Instagram handle is stash_therapy. Give me a follow. Let's chat on there. I am often showing progress pictures, things that I'm working on, that I'm casting on, that might not make it in, that might be between videos where it's a cast on. Maybe I cast something on tomorrow that becomes a whip next week. So yeah, join me over there, and I will see y'all next time. Have a great week and enjoy all of the October vibes.